Hello bros, I'm welcome to Succubus, Profile Production. Next part, Sakura Succubus. So, it was actually 6 months since I last played, but I remember properly what it was. She kinda looked like someone that would be suspected to be a succubus, so let's continue the story. Sitting by the counter is an incredibly attractive woman. She has dark tan skin which contrasts with her almost bone white hair. She is dressed in a business attire, but her pinstriped suit and white shirt gape open to reveal an ample bosom. One of her legs is crossed over the other, and in one hand she holds a glass. Her eyes are green, little like cats, and they are lidded. A playful smile puckers her lips, and her face is flushed, probably from the alcohol. Something about her looks familiar, but I can't quite place her face. To be quite frank, her large bosom is attracting most of my attention, as are her tights. You could crush a watermelon between thighs like that. Was she really calling out to me? But why? I don't think I'm a particular unattractive, but my flayaway hair and my baggy jeans aren't the pinnacle of fashion or good taste. It should be obvious at a glance that I don't pull in half of the salary as some the big shot businessmen around here do. I must have been mistaken. I can't have been me she was calling out to. There's no way. I turned ready to walk away once more, but... Hey, I was talking to you, you know. It's rude to leave a lady in the lurch. Didn't your mother teach you any manners? The woman laugh is throaty, and it does any number of curious things to my body. I can feel my hair standing on end, and my mouth feels dry despite the alcohol I consume. Alcohol doesn't actually provide any water to your body, so why would alcohol actually put out your thirst? Some people drink alcohol because they're thirsty, and that's a mistake. You should only drink alcohol in company, just to let up a little, never too much. I mean, if you're underage, don't drink at all. The first time I drank anything, it was like 3 centiliters of whiskey at my 18th birthday. I guess she really was talking to me. I beg your pardon. I glance back at the femme fatale, doing my level best not to go up at her chest. I'm not a teenager anymore, damn it. Do I know you? You look familiar, though I don't think we met before. Oh, I look familiar, do I? I suppose that's hardly a surprise. My name is Marina. Watsuki Marina. Does that ring any bells? Ah. Now that she said it, her name does sound very familiar. The newspaper I work at, Sakura Daily, ran an article on her just a few weeks ago. Watsuki Marina is a famous entrepreneur and businesswoman, half Japanese, half South American, I think. Marina is the head of a world-famous brand of designer clothes, perfume, cosmetics, and more. She's one of the wealthiest women in Tokyo, though she's no idol. I think she might be more famous than I am. I've run the 2 famous celebs today, all in under an hour. What are the odds of that? While I was content on slap me and call me a pervert, Marina actually seems interested in interrogating a conversation. This is amazing. I'm a photographer for a local paper, so I met a few B-list celebrities in my time, but never before have I met a woman with exudes class and glamour like Watsuki Marina. Be still, my beating heart. My, you certainly look surprised. You attract flies if you let your mouth hang open like that there. It's not a very attractive look. Oh, I'm sorry? It's alright. You don't need to apologize. I'm not offended. People often go up when they see me. I'm quite used to it. I'm a celebrity too, you know. Yes, I'm aware. I can't believe I didn't recognize you sooner. I bow again, which makes Marina giggle anew. Like I said, you don't need to apologize. I get enough of that at work. It's always yes, ma'am, right away, and we're so terribly sorry. My workers all respect me, but they're so distant, it's almost like they're afraid of me. I know a very wealthy, beautiful charismatic and so on, but at the end of the day, I'm still a normal woman. I get tired of people growling before me. Sometimes I just want to have a normal conversation. Alright, I see. I'm so... I apologize. An apology is fully formed on my tongue, but I can't cut myself off before I can say anything foolish. It must be why Marina called me over, despite the vast gulf of difference between our wealth and social standing. She's tired of being treated like a celeb, and no doubt owing to a capricious whim of the wealthy, she wants to speak to a member of the peanut gallery like me. This is all a bit sudden, my heart's thudding incredibly hard, but well, if Marina wants to speak to a nobody like me, who am I to refuse her? Now, why don't you sit your cute bottom back down at the counter, sweetie? Don't you want to buy another drink? I wouldn't mind, but I don't have much money. That's alright, I'll be more than happy to foot the bill. That's very kind of you, but are you sure? I wouldn't want to put you out. Nonsense. Marina waves one manicured hand carelessly. I'm a wealthy businesswoman. A drink or two is hardly going to break the bank. I guess you're right about that. I flushed, embarrassed that a mere photographer, even thought to question the depth of Marina's pockets. She felt infinitely richer than I could ever aspire to be. I know common courtesy dictates that man should foot the bill during dates, but screw it. This is really a date, and Marina is the one who offered to buy me a drink in the first place. I think it's fine to flaunt the conversation every once in a while. If you don't mind, then sure, I'd be happy to if you bought me a drink. That's the spirit. I like a man who can hold his liquor. Bartender, can I get a couple of lemon highballs over here? I sit down next to Marina while she plies me with alcohol. We drink together for a while, idly exciting banter all the while. I try not to stare at Marina's chest. I can hardly believe that this is happening. What's become of my life? About half an hour and 3 more lemon highballs later, Marina shoots me a curious glance and says, So, Hiroki, why do you look so down? Didn't something happen? I guess you could say that, yeah, but it wasn't really that obvious. Quite. That's why I called you out to you. I couldn't stand to see such a handsome young man looking so, well, defeated. I know we are relative strangers, but as the old saying goes, a problem shared is a problem halved. Would you mind telling me what's on your mind? I don't know if you want to hear it. It's nothing that interesting. It's work stuff, I guess. As a businesswoman, I'm very well acquainted with the troublesome work stuff. I have plenty of problems of my own to deal with. I figure as much. That's why I don't want to burden you with mine. But Marina leans a little closer to me. I can feel the silky softness of her silvery hair against my flushed skin. I think it would be nice to listen to somebody else's woes. It might take my mind off my own concerns, and who knows? Listening to your problem might help me think of a way to resolve these pesky problems of mine. Would you mind telling me what's wrong there? I'd love to get to know you better. You're so cute after all. Marina runs her pink cat-like tongue along her lower lip. Why, you're good enough to eat. I don't think I'm all that good looking. But if you want to listen to my belly aching, I suppose I can oblige. You did buy me a few drinks after all. Now comfortably lightheaded, I offer Marina a small smile, then I'll launch into my tale. I'm a photographer for the Sakura Daily. Do you know it? Ah, yes, I was interviewed by an employee of that newspaper only a few weeks prior. So I wasn't misremembering. We really have run a piece on Marina before. It's nice to know I'm not going senile, I guess. Well, my boss sent me out here to a concert by IU tonight. She's a popular idol? Yes, I know about her. I know her very well, well as a matter of fact. Really? You'd be surprised to know how close we are. I look at Marina intrigued. She does look like the sort of person who would be familiar with the musical stylings of Iku Ayu. Marina looks like she's been into classic nuclear jazz, not high-energy J-pop numbers. I guess I can't judge a book by its cover. Well, I was meant to take some pics of Ayu while she was performing, but there were a few problems. The trains were delayed and I arrived at the concert late. It had already started when I got there, and I couldn't get to the front of the crowd. I was shunted all the way to the back behind a whole sea of people. There was no space and there were too many bodies in the way. I couldn't set up my camera. I had no chance to take any photos. Oh no, that sounds like quite a disaster. It was. My boss is gonna kill me when he finds out, and that's not the end of it. I gave Marina a quick abridged version of the night's events. I tell her about my gloomy nighttime wandering through the city, then my chance to encounter with Ayu. I don't get into every single gory detail. I don't, for instance, tell Marina how excited I got when Ayu fell on me, but I do tell Marina that Ayu slapped me for my effort and called me a pervert. I didn't want to do anything inappropriate to her. I was just trying to do my job. I lament helplessly, my words failing in a tumble from my throat. When lubricated with alcohol, it's surprisingly easy to gush about the most embarrassing of things. She slapped me really hard too. The whole side of my head is still smarting. Ah yes. I can see the red mark on your face now that you mention it. She must have done a number on you. She really did. For an idol, she has a surprising amount of upper body strength. I didn't know she was so powerful. She certainly doesn't look like it. She's so tiny and she wears so much pink. Hers are made of tougher stuff than you might think. They pour a lot of time and effort into perfecting the dance routines, and they work long hours. I'm not surprised that Ayu is so strong. I thought I wish she'd learn to use the head of her. She's so thoughtless. I really am sorry for she caused you so much distress, Hiroki. It's fine. What's done is done. I'm trying not to think about it too much. And the alcohol is certainly helping. My surroundings look hasty and unreal, and my mind is passionately numb. One or two things about Marina's words do seem quite odd, though. It sounds like you know Ayu quite well, not just as an idol, but as a person. I suppose you could say that. Ayu and I are close, like I said. We're not family, but we might as well be. She's like another little sister to me, I suppose. What, really? I didn't know that. Few people do. My relation with Ayu isn't widely published. Ayu's good at putting on a cute act before the cameras, but she has a short temper, and she can be quite nasty at times. Do you want me to have a word with her? I'm really quite upset that she would treat you so badly. Oh no, it's fine. Like I said, it's too late to worry about that now. Maybe so, but I do sympathize with you. You must have had a rough night. Well, that's just part of being an adult. I'm so used to it. The alcohol has helped, so it has talking to you. Thanks for listening to my worries, Marina. It's no problem at all. I'm glad I was able to aid you in some small manner, though I wish I could do more. It's particularly my fault. I was so rude to you. If I disciplined her better, she would never have slapped you. Keeping an eye on online is my job, Lady. You asked me to keep an eye on her, and I failed. I feel most humbled. Lady Yu. I wonder whose that is. Based on the title Marina gave her, she sounds like a royalty. Is she a foreign princess? But what connection does she have with Marina and Ayu? I'm a little lost. But before I can ponder this, I feel a soft sensation against my thigh. Marina is gripping my upper leg with one hand, her manicured nails digging through the fabric of my pants. Hiroki. Marina leans in, her voice falls to a soft, sultry whisper which envelops my body like a caress. I cannot overstate how sorry I am that I caused you so many problems. She is a naughty girl and I will scold her later. But for now, I would like to apologize on her behalf. Would you mind coming back to my office with me? You're a fine specimen of a man, and it's been a long time since I last found a prey worthy of my unique attention. You intrigued me the moment I saw you, so please. Mariana licks her lips and her eyes heavy with expectation. Don't let me down. That's funny. My, I must say I'm impressed. I didn't think you'd be able to go for quite that long, particularly with all the alcohol inside you. You're quite an interesting man, Hiroki. Marina laughs, her eyes half-lit as she runs her fingers through my hair. She's sitting cross-legged upon the floor, wearing her typical office attire. I meanwhile am laying upon Marina's lap, wearing nothing but my underwear. Under normal circumstances I probably feel exposed, but, well, the circumstances are anything other than normal. I met the famous businesswoman Watsuki Marina in a small bar on a swanky street. After plying me with a few drinks, she invited me back to her office. Then we enjoyed ourselves. Now my madness has subsided somewhat. I'm beginning to feel the consequences of my actions. My whole body is ached, though I've been thrown off the top of Tokyo Tower, and my head's killing me. At least I can rest in the Marina's delectable thighs. How cute. Marina continues to run her hands through my hair, her voice light little sing-song. Though I put Marina through the ringer, she emerged from our lovemaking relatively unscathed. It doesn't seem at all out of breath, unlike me. In fact, she's even smiling. I guess Marina forged? Yeah, from pretty tough stuff. It's the prerequisite if you want to go ahead in the business world. She has far more stamina than I do. Marina. I blink at Marina's pretty face, my gaze unfocused. Her vision swings before me, and my temples start pound somewhat fierce. Shit. Yes? Marina, for her part, only smiles. She looks down at me, her bone-white hair tailing against my cheek, and says sweetly, "What is it there?" I was just wondering, did that feel good for you? You're concerned about my enjoyment? Yeah, I was so into it I didn't really think about you, but that's not fair. I was acting selfish. My, you really are a sweetheart. How conscious you are. I don't think I'm very sweet. I behaved like an animal earlier. Maybe you did, but I quite like that. I found a man who can take charge too, though it's much appreciated that you care about me so much. To answer your earlier question, yes, I own myself. I haven't had a chance to let off steam like that in a long while. Thank goodness. Marina's gentle reassurance elicits a small sigh of relief. Now that I know she enjoyed herself too, I feel like I can relax. I yawn, sleep washes over me in waves. My eyelids feel very heavy and it's a struggle to keep my eyes open. I nod my head against Marina's warm lap and close my eyes. My temple's still pounding, but I feel surprisingly at ease with Marina. It might sound weird given everything we just did, but there's something almost motherly about her. I can feel my conscience slipping away, but as I fall into the land of slumber, I swear I can hear Marina's voice, light and sing-song as always. What a charming specimen you are. I was drawn to you by mere curiosity at first, I admit, but you made quite the impression. You're a sweet boy with a surprising amount of stamina. And your scent is very, very unique. I never met a human boy like you before. It will make you mine. I'm sure that will make Ayu jealous. She's always been so possessive. But don't worry, my cute, precious Hiroki. No matter what happens, I'll always let you rest your weary head on my lap. Foo. Laughing softly, Marina bows her head. I can feel her warm breath against my cheek, coupled with the softness of her silver hair. Maybe this is all a dream. It doesn't feel real. Reality is starting to slip from my grasp like melting snow. But I'm sure, as my breathing evens out, my mind drifts away, that I can feel a soft sensation against my lips. What about next picture? What? I'm roused from my slumber the following morning by the shrill beeping of my alarm clock. Its tiny cry burrows into every single crevice of my skull. My temple throbs and I groan. My head's killing me. Sadly for me, my alarm clock doesn't seem to understand how under the weather I am. It's nothing but a machine, and it's utterly immune to my plight. Beep, beep, beep. The hateful device continues to mock me. I swear I'm getting louder with every beep. Alright, enough. I sit up on my futon, the covers bunching out my bare legs. I reach out for the clock, I seize it, and then turn it off with a satisfying click. Now that my alarm clock being silent, I can finally hear myself think. That good for that. How much did I have to drink last night anyway? I press my hand against my temple. It does little to ease the throbbing pain beneath my fingertips. Speaking of last night, what happened? I can't remember. It's a blur. I think I went to see the famous idol Ayu in concert. I didn't see Ayu because I wanted to. Her music is not really my thing. I did it because I had to. It was a job. I brought along my expensive camera equipment, hoping to take a few high-quality pics of Ayu performance, but oh god. I glance about my bedroom. My clothes are strewn across the floor, my shoulder bag alongside them. I can't remember the precious detail of last night, but I do remember tripping and falling on my ass. I hurt my head, my back and my bag made an alarming crunch as it fell on the sidewalk. My camera. Did I really break it? I lurched across my room, dragged my futon with me. I claw my way to my bag or open it up, praying the best while expecting the worst. It's very much like my hazy recollection of last night to be nothing more than a nightmare, but damn it. The camera scoffed and morphed, and then it leans is cracked all the way down to the middle. It's completely inoperable. Alright, Hiroki. Calm down. Maybe the lens is broken, but the camera itself might work. You just need to stay cool. I extricate the heavy camera from my bag with trembling sausage-like fingers and reach for the on-off switch. I press it, heart hammering, awaiting a miracle, but no dice, huh? The camera refuses to turn on. It's given up the ghost completely. Well, that's just peachy. Disgusted, I throw the broken camera back into the bag. It's not like I can damage it more than I have already. I fall back against the tatami floor with a thud. And to think I wanted to be a photojournalist. No, nothing more than a liability. The morning isn't the most suspicious. I wish I could turn back time, slip beneath my foot and fall asleep once more. Then I would have to contend by the looming fear of losing my job or the awful headache. At least today, Sunday, I don't need to go into work until tomorrow. That should give me a bit of time to prepare for the inevitable losing my job. That's a strange thought. If today is Sunday, what was my alarm clock on? I usually turn my alarm clock off during the weekends when I don't have jobs to attend to. That is, I have to wake up pretty early to commute to work during weekday. So on weekdays I like to drag out my futon until midday. Did I turn my alarm clock on before I went to bed? But why? Did past me want to torture present me or something? I do have a secret sadistic streak or something. Well, given I'm the one who set the alarm clock, perhaps I'd be more correct to say masochistic. And again, was I really the one who set the alarm? How did I even get home anyway? I don't remember. After that failed gig, I went to drinking, and then I strained my brain, struggling to remember. And that's when it hits me, a sudden burst of intense realization. But Suki Marina, she invited me back to her office. How could I forget that? I enjoyed myself with the famous businesswoman at Suki Marina in an attempt to forget my sorrow. Then I passed out. How then did I end up back in my apartment? I don't get it. Did last night really happen, or... I look around my room, searching for some kind of clue. Fortunately, it doesn't take me long to spot it. There, lying next to my alarm clock, is an envelope. Is that for Marina? I open the envelope and slide a pure white sheet of paper that reads thus. Dear Hiroki, thank you for drinking with me last night. I had a very good time. I hope our delis provide to be enjoyable for you too. After you passed out in my office, I asked my chauffeur to drive you back home, and I found your address on your business card, which was in your wallet. I hope you can forgive me for looking through something so personal. I asked the chauffeur to set your alarm nice and early so you don't oversleep. You drank a good deal last night, and I'm afraid you do stay away if given the opportunity. Remember, the early bird catches the worm. You might disagree with me, but think it's important to wake up in a timely manner. Don't go back to bed, you hear? I take quite an interest in you, and I'm going to whip you into shape. It's the last thing I do. Maybe you could look at it as a pet project of mine. Yours, Marina. P.S. If you're worried about going into work tomorrow, don't be. I have connections. I do all I can to smooth things over. I won't let your boss fire you. You're much too precious. Huh? Well, what do you know? I guess I really did meet Suki Marina last night. It wasn't weird for a fever dream after all. I'm not sure what Marina means by her PS though. Is she going to talk to my boss on my behalf? That'd be nice of her, but I'm sure even if it was Suki Marina would be able to talk to my boss over his stubborn old goat. I should prepare for the worst, just to be sure. God, my head's throbbing so much. It's hard to think. Sorry, Marina, but I think I'm going to go back to bed after all. I shuffle back to the food and drop in against the soft covers. This is too much for me to deal with right now. I'm afraid if I don't get any rest, my brain will explode. Well, I wake up at 3 a.m. every day now for about 2 weeks. So, no wait, it's 3 weeks. I've waken up at 3 a.m. for 3 weeks. That's a really early. I can't turn that off. This is too much for me to deal with right now. I'm afraid if I don't get any rest, my brain will explode. My life's starting to feel like something from a TV drama. I just hope whoever's charge of writing the screenplay of my life will see fit to tone things down a notch come tomorrow. The next day. Safe! I jump onto the train seconds before the automatic door closes. In my haste, I push a couple of business men wheeling briefcases to the side, and they thought at me disapprovingly. I'm sorry. I pointed to these men, head bowed as any good youngster should. It's important to remember one's manners after all, even on a day like this. It's Monday morning and the weather is swellingly hot. I woke little after 06:30 and had a shower and hurried breakfast. Put on my clothes and headed to the train station. I got on my train around 7:30 as per usual, and now I'm ready for my daily hour commute to work. If my calculations are right, I should get to work around 8:30, though my workday doesn't technically start until 9. My boss is hard ass, and he likes everyone to present and accounted for far earlier. It'd be nice if I got paid a little extra for coming in half an hour early and staying behind hours late. That's not how the world works. My boss isn't just a hard ass, he's also incredibly stingy. If I could find a better job a little closer to home, I accept it in a heartbeat. But it's precisely because I can't find a better job like this. I've been stuck at this place for the last 3 years. It's enough to make a man cry, really. Well, when my boss learns full the extent of my failures over the last weekend, I might not have a worry at this commute much longer. Marina said she'd put a good word to me and my boss, but I don't know how much weight her insurance will hold. She might be famous, but my boss isn't the sort of person to be swayed by celebrities. The train sways back and forth, rattling down the track. This particular compartment is full of bursting and being jostled from side to side by grumpy men and women. The train takes a curve and slips backwards. I accidentally stand on a businesswoman's foot and she glowers at me. Sorry, I'm very sorry. I seem to be upsetting everybody today. Talk about losing friends and alienating people. I try to shuffle away from the woman, but there's nowhere else I can really go. There's barely an inch of free space in the miserable compartment, and my sides being poked and jostled by intrusive elbows. It's a hot summer day, and the inside of this overcrowded train feels like a sauna. I already showered once this morning, but I'm sweating already. I hope I don't smell bad. Time ticks by far too slowly. The train pulls in at a stop, and mercifully a few people get off, including the woman whose foot I stepped on. Finally, I can breathe. But not for long. A new influx of people get on the train, more than making up for those who stepped off. Now the compartment is even more crowded than ever. That's a good play. That's the next picture, so that's it. That's as you can see here, Thursday, May 28th, and now it's November 10th. So you can see how long it was since I last recorded. But that does, of course, conclude this episode then. So hit like and subscribe, and I see you next time. Bye.